Bird Box Barcelona. It was a really interesting watch, and I really enjoyed it. And Diego, the directors were telling me sometimes the actors preferred to actually be blindfolded. What was your kind of approach to the blindfold scenes?
I don't know, it changes all the way, so like your way to act, because you are more aware of the sound, for example, and you are not aware of the space, so you move differently. I don't know, so in some takes, it was pretty cool to actually don't see, so, and try to explore that.
That's awesome. And Georgina, your character here is dealing with a lot of heavy themes throughout this movie because, depression, grief, loss is explored. What did you find most interesting about the arc for your character in this film?
I think it's interesting that she blamed herself a lot for something that's happened in the past with her brother, and she's someone that listens to other people, and she's a psychiatrist, therapist. She's used to listening to other people's problems and trying to help them, but she doesn't necessarily do the same thing to herself. So I think through this film and through meeting Sebastian, Mario's character, she kind of learns that she needs to look at herself and how she hasn't dealt with grief from her past.
And Diego, for any disaster movie, the human interactions are just as important as everything else going on. Can you speak to just the human element in the movie and this interesting dynamic where they have to put trust in others to survive, but they also have to be very wary of everybody they interact with?
I think in this movie, also in in Bird Box Barcelona, the new enemy, it's also the humans, And in every apocalyptic movie, like in zombies, you have to be aware of the human conscious. So Mario is not a good character in this one.
And Georgina, Bird Box, the original, was such a huge hit. But what really was a pleasant surprise is that this is not a retread. How satisfying was it that, this universe is being expanded upon? We're seeing completely new layers to it. And you also have such a great diverse cast. How great was it when you read the script and saw what it was doing to really expand the world here?
Yeah, I was really amazed at the idea that lots of movies that aren't in the English language get picked up by America and they get remade in English. And this was kind of a fun, twist on that they took a big Hollywood movie and took it to a country that is, not English-speaking country and made an expansion on it. I thought that was so exciting, and hopefully will bring people that maybe normally wouldn't watch films that aren't in their language to it. And I just think that the script is really smart. It's different. It's not a sequel. It's telling its own story, and it's giving a very different perspective than we've already seen in the first Bird Box.
And then Diego, my last question. Babylon was one of my favorite movies last year. What lesson did you learn the most from that whole experience, from filming to doing so much press for that film?
I learned English for Babylon. I didn't know English at the time, but I realized that there's another language that I actually speak that is movie language. And what I do, my craft, I can do it anywhere in the world. It's the same, in China, in Barcelona, in Mexico. Making movies is the same.